Welcome in, everybody. Finally, not should say finally, because the season's been actually really, really fun. I wish it had not come to an end, and I wish we were still playing the playoffs, but so be it. At least we got to see, the fraud Vikings, get spanked and the Seahawks get spanked. So it was nothing like the Lions, having to watch another team that stole their spot or another team that just ripped a win out of their hearts to go on and do well in the playoffs. So that was nice. Also, Hawk, nice to see him get his butt kicked in the playoffs. Just a little. So we all know
I don't
that.
know. I disagree with that right off the bat. I don't know. Why are we hating on Hawkinson?
His first comment when he went to the Vikings, he was like, the only reason I say he's like, oh, it's going to be nice winning for once. And then lo and behold, the Lions go on. Like, I don't know if it was right when we started our 8-2 or 7-2 or 6-2, whatever the streak was.
It was right after we traded.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it was like, we'll have the turntables.
Well, how has the turntables? All right. I mean, I just like Hawkinson.
But yeah,
you guys see that video of that kid like trashes Hawkinson jersey or whatnot? I don't know what he did. He just like stomped on it and skidded it up. I was like, oh my! I think I blocked him on Twitter after that. I was like, all right, dude, that's not what I want to be a fan. Like, I don't want that kid on my timeline at all. So I don't know. Hawkinson's got a soft spot for me. He really does.
He's a good dude too. Still,
great dude. He looks like the best dude. He looks great. You know what I mean? I would just love to have a beer with him, but. I would have a beer with any Lions player.
Hello to my mother who's just hopping on. Hello to everyone else that's paying attention. But also, anyone that's rocking a beanie out there. If you didn't get the memo, it's a Lions beanie day. So yeah, we're all rocking. Nick's got the Honolulu blue. I got the light or the dark blue. Jeez, I can't figure out what blue I'm talking about. Julius got the crisp black. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice murdered.
But
is the Lions real quick? Is the Lions logo black on that too, Julius?
Yeah, it's the salute to service beanie.
Oh, nice.
Man. Holiday. I love it.
But yeah, boys, today we are talking our over-unders. So we made a bunch of predictions at the beginning of the season of, like Jared Goff passing yards over-under, Jamaal Williams touchdowns over-under. I think we all know which one that went. And all sorts of stuff like that for Amon-Ra, a few defensive players, etc. But I think there's like 25 to 30 questions that we'll get to. So hopefully we could get through them pretty fast and not make this episode super long. But we do have some news, not breaking news. You guys know what we're going to talk about. It was breaking at the time. It was like, Nick, give me your reaction. When you saw that tweet, Ben Johnson is back. He has told all other teams, the Panthers, whoever, I'm not coming there. I'm not leaving. Did the Leonardo DiCaprio little speech where I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Everyone, yeah. So, Nick, what was first reaction when you saw that tweet or you got the memo?
It gave me a lot of excitement. And it wasn't because Ben Johnson was staying, which I'm happy about. I'm very happy about. He's going to be leaving us. It's inevitable. But because of the way that Tom Pelissero reported it and went out of his way to tweet because Ben Johnson stated that they're building something special here and he wants to stick around for that, like that to me meant more than like anything like that. Like, I'm so happy that Ben Johnson came back but I'm more invested in how he came back and what he said coming back. That means there's you can just, for the first time, and it's still hard to buy in. It really is. I've seen the Lions finish strong in seasons before and come out and just go like 1-5 again to start a season. I've seen it where like the tides were changing. So it's still a little nerve-wracking, but man, it just feels special. And to get the stamp of approval of that special feeling from Ben Johnson, who had a chance to go to his hometown and be the head coach of his childhood team, like his dream job, I would assume, at least it would be like us getting a Lions coaching job. Like, he turned that down because of what is being built in Detroit, not his home. He's been here for 2 years, 3 years. I don't know how long ago did Patricia bring him in. It's amazing, and I can't emphasize enough about how excited I am and will be all off season, and how much Kool-Aid I'll be drinking.
It's crazy because, like, a year ago, he was just a tight ends coach. And who is this guy? Who's going to be the new OC? And it's Ben Johnson. So, Julius, what was some of these first reactions? Some, little goosebumps, or what were you? What the tinglies going off? Give me your reaction.
I mean, I was shocked just like everybody else because this has never happened in the history of my life as a Lions fan. Like this occurrence where an offensive coordinator who has so much success the last couple seasons got an opportunity to be a head coach. I mean, this don't even happen on like Super Bowl teams. Like the Niners, the Eagles, the Bills, they all lose coordinators every year because these guys can't pass up the opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, would you? I mean, it's almost a very hard personal choice. Millions of dollars. These guys got livelihoods, families they want to take care of, and advancement in their profession. And for Ben Johnson to decide that he'd rather come back at least one more year, I assume, because it's gonna be one more year, because if we get Goff and Ben Johnson connection going again next year, I'm sure that's Ben Johnson going bye-bye after that.
Add in Jameson.
Yeah. What this tells me, honestly, guys, is that Ben Johnson, who's I regard as a very smart guy, thinks that the next year's Lions team can be special. Now, I kind of say special very cautiously because I think he think that we could win something great.
I think so.
I'm trying to rid myself of SOL for 32 years. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to even say the word Super Bowl. So, it just confirmed to me if he thinks that, then like you said, Nick, get the Kool-Aid pitchers coming out by the gallon, bro. Because everybody gonna be drinking it, and we gonna be the season. It's not even the off season yet. It's the playoffs, and we're already drinking it.
It's going down smooth. There's more to it too, and I don't know, Adam. I'm sorry. Did I just cut you off? Have you?
No. But I get what you mean. On the first, my realization was like how more to it is not just like the Lions' first time ever, this is the first. Maybe there was another coach or offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator that got serious looks, but this is the only coach that I remember that got serious looks. Obviously, we've had Aaron Glenn, a couple guys probably in the past, get looks, but it's nothing, like they're the top guy. This was the first time where the Lions had the top guy, and he decided to stay with us. It's like oh my goodness, that speaks so much volumes. I tweeted this out. Ben Johnson decided to stay as an offensive coordinator with the Lions, then go be a head coach in his hometown Carolina, be a head coach in Indianapolis, the Texans. He have his pick. It's amazing. It's truly like a tides are turning. I can finally believe in this. Like, I can drink the Kool-Aid and not have to be like, well, I hope this goes down smooth, because it's going down smooth one way or another.
And it's crazy. Does anyone remember the last any coordinator to get an interview for a head coaching job? I think it was like Terrell Austin.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Cincinnati interviewed him. Yeah, I remember that.
And it was just for the Rooney Rule, golly. But we had Aaron Glenn had 3 head coaching interviews, or has had
the Saints,
2 or 3,
the Cardinals, and I think the Colts.
And Ben Johnson, as you said, had the pick of the litter. Both of our coordinators, we didn't even make the playoffs. We didn't even make the playoffs. Everyone in the NFL knows, they can all see it, and they were like, I almost feel like they were like, we need to pick them apart. We need to do everything we can to get something, because they're on a tear right now. Something crazy is being built there. But I wanted to go on with a little bit more about this Ben Johnson hire, or Ben Johnson staying here. We've talked about Ben Johnson and what it means to him staying with us. I can't push enough. We haven't even talked about this. His salary comes straight from the owner. There's no coach's salary cap. There's no the taxpayers paying the coach. It is the owner. Sheila Ford-Hamp said, "Let me open my pocketbook. I will here's a blank check. You just write down what you need to not go to your hometown dream job, and I will sign that check." I also view as an extremely smart person, sees what's happening right here and understands most owners, and I know any older, whether it be Martha or William, would have said, bye-bye. I am not paying a coordinator that much money. Sheila was like, we are not going to break this family up. I will do whatever I have to keep this. Huge props, huge shout out for the first owner in my life say that I can say, I believe in you. I love you. I might love Sheila Fordham. I might be in love with her. I mean,
the Ford family is actually getting kudos right now from Lions fans.
The hell is freezing over.
It's a new day, gentlemen. It's a new day.
It's insane because, like, I feel this feeling that all Lions have right now is the closest to what at the end of the 91 season, where you just got the playoff with one win away from, going to the Super Bowl. And next year was like, here we go, baby. We're top dogs. And then it just came crashing back to earth. So I feel like this is the beginning. And Nick, you said it perfectly. Sheila has just, went out of her way, done everything right. And we slowly saw like little, breadcrumbs and tidbits of, hey, I like that. Showing up in meetings, she, caring more. And sure enough, baby, we are here. We got Ben Johnson back. It's going to be a fun year next year.
Can't wait.
But without further ado, I guess, before we get into our over-unders, real quick, let's talk a little Super Bowl because it is the biggest thing that's going on right now. We got 4 teams left, the Eagles, 49ers, Chiefs, and Bengals. So, Julius, I got a little question for you. Out of these 4 teams, do you think the Lions could beat any of these 4 or all 4s?
That's a great question, Adam. And that's something I have been talking about with my coworkers at work who are from all over the country, a lot of Cowboy fans, a lot of Eagle fans. And I'm telling them that y'all lucky the Lions didn't make the playoffs, because as the games go by, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a game the Lions could have won. Oh, this is a game the Lions could have won. Oh, they could have beat them. Oh, they could have beat them. Oh, they could have gave Philadelphia a better shot than that. Oh, they could have gave San Francisco a better shot than that. So out of the 4 teams that's remaining against San Francisco right now, I think it would be very close. Okay? Because I have high regard for that coaching staff and that culture that they built. I feel like it's something that we're going to see a similar vein of in Detroit in the coming years, where they just got this organizational bedrock that not even Mr. Irrelevant can F up. So it'd be close, but I'll probably pick San Francisco as the home favorite. But if it was in Detroit, I would probably pick the Lions. But I give them a shot on the road. Philadelphia, I think the Lions can beat Philadelphia. As close as they came to beating them in week 1, when we wasn't even close to what we are at the end of this season, I give the Lions a shot against Philadelphia. I really do. I think they can actually figure out how to stop Jalen Hurts from running. And if you do that, you can beat Philadelphia. But if you let Jalen Hurts, that read option, that read pass option offense, it'll kill you. Kansas City and Cincinnati, I feel like I would pick the Lions to lose against both of those teams right now, just because Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow are the golden children of the NFL. I mean, if you got them, you got a chance. And I'd even give them a chance against my beloved up-and-coming Lions. However, so pretty much I'm picking the Lions to not beat any of the 4 teams. Well, except for I give them the best shot against Philadelphia, then San Francisco, then the 2 AFC teams. But everybody that came before these 4 teams we're talking about, I picked the Lions to beat them. Especially the first Vikings who didn't. If any Vikings fans listen on Twitter, I don't care about your feelings. We told y'all all season that y'all were fakes, that y'all were frauds, and we knew it was going to happen. Against Daniel Jones? I mean, come on. It's really nothing to say. I mean, Minnesota, they lucky if they win 6 games next season. And they're way under the cap. The Lions are the new kings of the North.
Wouldn't it be glorious if they just, had to trade? Justin Jefferson was like, I want out. Get me out of here. Something. They just tried to low.
I doubt that's going to happen because they feel like they got a great, as long as they got Cousins and Cook and Jefferson, they feel like they could work with that.
Yeah. Good.
It's going to take a lot to rebuild that defense, which is very poor. They need a new defensive coordinator, I believe, and their offensive line is also. So I mean, and the coach Kevin O'Connell, I don't think he's proven anything other than he's good at winning one-score games, I suppose.
All right, Julius. And finally, who do you think will win the Super Bowl out of all 4 of these teams?
Kansas City, man. I honestly could see it being Cincinnati with the high ankle sprain of Patrick Mahomes. You can't trust injuries, but I picked Kansas City before the postseason started. I had Kansas City over Philadelphia, and my ultimate champion are the Lions this year. So I'm cool with anything.
Love it. All right, Nick. We got 4 teams left: Bengals, Chiefs. I don't know why I'm struggling with all these Eagles and 49ers. Can Lions take down any of these teams?
That's a great question. Probably
a neutral site. We'll say
no, probably not. But next year we will be able to, and not this year. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. Julius really hit that. I don't want to even take away from how Julius put all that.
All right, give me your Super Bowl prediction then, and we can get on our way.
Philadelphia is going to beat San Francisco. Cincinnati is going to beat Kansas City. Cincinnati is going to beat Philadelphia in the Super Bowl.
That's hey, that sounds like a fun one. And honestly, it's going to be a fun AFC NFC Championship week. Oh, yeah. Tune in, folks. You're going to be seeing the last time where the Lions won't be this week. So enjoy your Sundays because you'll be watching football this time next year. Anyways, I think the Bills are not Bills. I don't know why Bills stuck my head. Bengals are going to take out the Chiefs. I think Burrow's going to be a little bit too much from Mahomes' ankle. And I agree with you, Nick. I think the Hurts and the Eagles are going to win. And I got money on the Bengals, so I'm going to go with the Bengals. I'm right there with you, Nick.
Hooday.
All right. Without further ado, let's hit these over-unders. Nick, I believe you got them all handy and ready to go. I got the stats on my side, so we'll just go down the list. Number 1, Nick, I'll let you take away, and you can tell us who was right, who was wrong.
I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know how much talking everyone will be doing throughout this, I was realizing. But all right, the first one was Jared Goff, 3,800 passing yards. Did he go over or under?
He smashed it. 4,438.
All right. Fans said over. Adam said under. Julius said over. Nick said under. All right.
Julius 1, Nick Adams 0.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, Julius.
All right. Next one. Goff, 25.5 passing touchdowns.
Over 29 passing touchdowns.
Oh, my gosh. Fans said over. Adam said over. Julius said under. Nick said under.
All right. So fans are 2-0.
Fans are 2-0. You guys are 1-1. I'm 0-2. Oh shit. All right. DeAndre Swift 1,000 rushing yards.
No.
What did he finish with?
542.
I'm seeing the comments right now. Someone, I don't even know if they're trolling Julius, but it's definitely a 13-4 Julius take right there. 13-4 this year, though. We'll get to our standings.
Oh, we'll get to the standing prediction.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, DeAndre Swift, how many rushing yards?
542.
Over from the fans, over from Adam, over from Julius, under from Nick.
Nick was the only wise one of Swift.
I guess so.
Well, who's hoping I was wrong on that?
Hey, now, Jamaal Williams rushed for 1,000 yards, so I mean that should count for half a point.
We'll get to that one. Swift 10.5 total touchdowns.
I definitely said over.
No, he only had 6 total touchdowns.
6 total touchdowns. Julius the only one to say. Oh wait, nope, looking at the wrong one. Over. Nick said under.
You were the only wise one to Swift, Nick.
Pulling a comeback on that one, yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. So right now through 4, 2 for the fans, 1 for Adam, 1 for Julius, 2 for Nick. And now we got Jamaal Williams, 500 rushing yards.
Smash that, baby.
What do you guys think you said?
Hopefully I said over, but I don't know. By that giggle, this laugh,
what did you think, Julius? What do you think you said?
For Jamaal Williams
rush yards.
Over 5.
I said over.
You're the only one who said under. I'm sorry, brother.
My God.
Fans over, Adam over, Nick over, Julius under.
We hadn't watched Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. Oh, that makes sense. The Hard Knocks boost.
Was that it? This is so much fun to me. DJ Shark, 750 receiving yards.
Under. He had 500. But he honestly
Everyone,
probably would have hit it. He had 511 games, so
he probably would have hit it for sure, 16. Everyone did say under except for the fans. Fans said over. We all took the under. We'll all take a victory on that one.
Egregious.
It's funny. These are our blind takes because we didn't really see a
Not
lot.
only blind takes, I blindly just set these over under marks. I just like threw some random ass
Next
numbers
year,
out there.
this next upcoming season, it'll be way more pristine. You know.
Well, right now, I mean, I don't know if we need more pristine because we aren't doing that well with just the bad takes. So
I'm pretty sure Swift's number for rush yards was like right around, like it was like 540 or something. It was low. Maybe it was higher than that. But
yeah. 1,000 was definitely us just drinking Kool-Aid before, and I was like, well, we'll just see. I don't know.
I mean,
see who really was drinking the Kool-Aid, and a few of us were. DJ Shark, 5.5 or total touchdowns. Sorry, total touchdowns.
Under. 3.
All right, over from everyone.
Red zone dominator.
I love these.
Hold on, let me try to keep up with stats here. All right. Jameson Williams, 600 receiving yards. We know that one. We all said under. Fans said over. Fans were really feeling the over on a lot of these.
I mean, if you thought we were drinking Kool-Aid, fans were like injecting Kool-Aid.
Right now, 5 from Nick, 3 for Julius, 4 for Adam, 2 for the fans. 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Jameson Williams, 11.5 games played.
Under. That was 6 total games. Jacksonville was his debut. Only caught 1 pass, but it was a 40-yard touchdown pass. So
it was a great one.
I got to meet. Were you at that game, Nick?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was the game we were at together.
Vikings. Yeah, that was awesome.
Julius, only you lived in Detroit. You could have been at that game.
No,
I would have. I definitely.
Julius had to go watch the Lions get their butts kicked.
The Dallas game.
Which, oh man, watching those Cowboys.
You know what? That's like my last bad memory of the season. There, that being in the Cowboys stadium and the fumble at the goal line by Jamaal Williams.
His first ever fumble in his career.
Not even like the Brock Wright being called like the inch-yard line.
Yeah.
And then first fumble of his career. Just like
we get one in Texas soon.
That game was tough, but we turned it around right after. Man, it was a good rest of that season. All right, on that one we all said under, even the fans. James Williams under 11.5 games. Monra St. Brown, 1,000 receiving yards.
Over 1,161.
All right, everybody said over. Everybody takes home a win. Everybody gets a car.
Love it.
All right, through 10. I'm 7-3. Julius 5-5. Adam 6-4. Fans 4-6.
Okay.
Monra St. Brown 6.5 receiving touchdowns.
Oh, right at 6. Beautiful line right there, Nick. Would have cleaned up on that one.
Oh man, so it's under?
Yeah, receiving touchdown. Yeah, it's under because he didn't have
it's under.
He had 6 total.
The fans said over. Adam said under. Julia said over. Nick said under.
All right.
Hawkinson. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with Hawkinson?
Oh, you're right.
We might have to avoid that.
We got to combine it, right? Just the whole season?
Yeah, just do a season with the Vikings too. I mean, we didn't.
Yeah,
know.
the whole season combined. Adam, you got something like that? Can you whip that up real quick?
Yeah,
we're looking for Hawkinson 750 receiving yards. Does anyone think he got? I bet he got it. No, 750? I bet he didn't get that, actually.
TJ Hawkinson had...
What do you think he had, Julius?
914.
Oh, that's a good season from Hawk. All right, so Julius said over.
Wait, real quick. I got a quick little question for you guys.
Yeah.
So Hawk finished 86 catches, 914 yards, 6 touchdowns. If he did this exact number for the Lions, how would you guys be? I think I would be on the, moving on train.
Yeah, I will too.
Really, guys? I don't know. Like, that's a
I
really
would be
good
on the
season.
not paying him more than $13 million a year train.
Yeah, depending on what he gets now, that'll be interesting. We're gonna come back to this because this is interesting.
I would pay him. I would pay him 12 a year. 11.
Well, good thing we don't have to. We got our second round pick and a third round pick, Brock Wright and James Mitchell, baby.
This is true.
Hawkinson finished with the second most receiving yards from a tight end. I mean, you guys wouldn't be happy with that? I don't know.
But it was
like, that's not good enough. If you're not getting 1,400 and beating Travis Kelce, then get the fuck out.
We replaced it with 3 young tight ends.
No, right now I get that. We got 3 versatile tight ends that are doing just the same thing Hawkinson is. And if we combine those 3 tight end stats, they're probably going to be somewhat similar to what Hawkinson did while he went to Minnesota. But I wouldn't be disappointed if Hawkinson finished with 900 plus receiving yards when I set the line at 750. Anyways, on that one, Hawkinson went over.
I will say Hawkinson only had the same amount of touchdowns for the Vikings they did for the Lions this year. 3 for the Vikings.
Can I be honest real quick, guys?
Please.
I was disappointed by Hawkinson's career in Detroit. I really was. When he was drafted too high after the whole Brandon Pettigrew, Eric Ebron BS, I really thought he was going to be a star. I remember his first game against Arizona, a tie, and he had like 150 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. I thought we had a star like a Kelce or
Kittle.
But it was a lot of times where he just didn't show up, and that's the reason I'm kind of ready to move on from. I'm glad Holmes traded him, and we got something for him, and best of luck in Minnesota. But I ain't really got nothing against him, but I was disappointed by his career in Detroit. That's the reason that I'm kind of anti-Hawk, if you would say.
I'm also anti-Hawk because I was so I had seen a billion mocks where the Jaguars took Hawkinson and we got Josh Allen, that stud defensive end, not the quarterback, fortunately, but stud defensive end. And, oh, man, he would have, I think, been much of a more impact maker on the Lions, especially having seen our defense, through those years than Hawk kind of did, giving us a boost now and then for a couple games each season. But
I don't know. I like Hawkinson, and I think he played well for us. He was a great player. I think I love the trade. I love what Brad Holmes did. Like he got the most for him, and again, that's a position that I have said many times is not going to move the needle. But having the top 5 tight end isn't going to be the worst thing in the gosh darn world. I can promise you that. I'd rather have a top 5 tight end than a top 5 punter. But that's about the only. I would rather have a top 5 kicker than a top 5 tight end.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that. Maher missing all those extra points. Oh my goodness.
That was crazy, dude. He had the case of the yips in that game. Okay, are we still on to this? Hawkinson, 750 yards. Fans went over. Adam went under. Julius went over. Nick went under. Way to pull one up, Julius. Hawkinson 5.5 receiving touchdowns total.
Good line there. 6 on the dot.
Hey, all right. Who took the over? Fans took the over. Everybody took the over.
Oh, okay.
6 and 7 for the fans. 8 and 5 for Adam. 7 and 6 for Julius. 9 and 4 for Nick. Let's get to defense. Hutchinson 8.5 sacks.
Over.
9.5, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Everyone took the over except for the fans who stink and had no faith in Hutchinson.
What? That's fans. You should be better. That just goes to show how many people were like, man, we should have taken dibs. We should take
Yeah, for real. That is probably people were. Yeah, exactly. Hutchinson won't even get 8.5 sacks. Yeah. What did we take him for? Rabble. Okora brothers. Oh man, I did not set this line good.
There's people Okora brothers.
Wait, what?
Malik Willis at 2. There are people who wanted Malik Willis at 2.
Yeah, there was
that was me actually. I was right on that boat. That was I'll eat crow on that one. That one was all me. I'll eat crow on that. Whoops! I still think you'd have been dynamite with us. We'll never know. You know what I mean? Calm down, everyone. Just because he didn't do good in Tennessee. Tennessee is a terrible place.
Very true. I mean,
quarterback.
Mike Wilson, Ben Johnson.
Exactly. You get Ben Johnson
sitting behind Goff the same way.
Ben Johnson got to work with Malik Willis at the Senior Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We'll never know. What if? You know what I mean?
I think we're happy with our boy High.
I guess Hutchinson's pretty good. Okay. Hutchinson 8.5.
Okoro
Okoro
brothers.
brothers 10.5 sacks.
A little off. They had
I don't
apiece.
know how I set the line so much.
How many did they have?
2 apiece, so 4 total.
Okay. I was a little off on that.
I mean,
Over. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, Romeo only played 5 games,
Right.
but he did have 2 sacks in 5 games. So
That's good. It's great.
If you like map that out to if they both played full seasons, that's a good line, honestly.
That's what I was going for, you know. Unfortunately, I said over 10.5 sacks. So did the fans. Adam and Julius both said under. All right. Moving up on all you guys here. Or you guys are moving up on me. Hold on. I can't do this correctly. Sorry. 2 10 and 5s. Me and Adam are both at 10 and 5. Julius at 9 and 6. Charles Harris, 5.5 sacks.
Oh, we didn't know.
No.
What did happen? Refresh my memory on Charles Harris. Did he just get injured week 1?
Yeah, 6 games played, got injured, and then got re-injured right when he tried to come back, and that was put on IR.
No sacks though.
He had 1.
He had 1 sack. Ugh. All right. Under from the fans, over from Adam, under from Julius, under from Nick.
No, his 1 sack was actually a huge sack. I think in that Washington game, it was like right in the 4th quarter. Maybe it was he knocked the ball out of the dude's hand. I know it was an important sack.
Well, there we go. We like Charles Harris. And without his injury, who knows if James Houston would have had an opportunity to play and we would have never seen. You know what I mean? It's things like that you got to think about.
Yeah.
Josh Pascal, 2.5 sacks.
That
it's got to be under, right?
On
2,
the money.
Right? Dang.
Good line, though.
I was hoping he'd get that over. Over from the fans, they were wrong. Under from Adam, he was right. Over from Julius, he was wrong. Under from Nick, he was right. Aleem McNeil, 4.5 sacks.
Aleem did not get that. He just had 1 sack.
Oh, 1 sack from Aleem? Okay, not a
but
sack.
He had 6 tackles for losses.
Dude, also, did you guys see, I think Malcolm Rodriguez led all rookies with most tackle for losses with 12? Yeah. That's fucking phenomenal, dude. And I wanted Nakobe Dean in the 2nd round. What the hell was I thinking?
I know.
This is why we can't even do draft episodes this year. Like, whatever Brad Holmes says, I don't care. Whatever you do, Brad, I'm bored.
So grateful for that feeling.
Under from Julius and the fans on Aleem McNeil. Good job. Adam and Nick both said over.
Comeback season.
We are at 11 and 7 for Adam and Julius. 12 and 6 for me. 8 and 10 for the fans. They suck. Derek Barnes.
Ooh.
Here we go.
3.5 sacks.
He was under.
He didn't get that, did he?
He got 2, 1 or 2.
Barnes. Oh, where's his name?
I know
he had 1 sack. 1 sack, 3 tackles for losses.
Under from Adam, under from fans, over from Julius and Nick.
We were on the Barnes train heavy.
We were on the Barnes train. I didn't even put Rodriguez in here because again, this wasn't. This was before Hard Knocks.
Yeah, before we knew
how many sacks did Malcolm Rodriguez have? 3?
3 or 2.
How many sacks?
Yeah.
Rodrigo had 1 sack. No, we had I believe it was 17 guys to record a half sack or more, which is kind of cool.
I wonder like what the most we've had, and I'm gonna look that up, like see what you know what I mean. When the last time we had 17 guys recorded.
We gotta have our Lions analytics show.
That's gonna be the Jeopardy show about all the analytics. How good. All right, we don't have too many more of these guys. Alex Anzalone, 80 tackles.
80 tack. Wait. Yes, he
over
crushed that. 125.
Yeah, exactly. Fans said under. They suck.
Very cool. He had 77 solo tackles. So.
Oh man, almost got
that by himself.
Need
no help.
And that is not what I was going for. I love it. Julius was the only one to take the under with the fans. Julius, no faith in our boy.
No, because I thought Rodrigo and Barnes was gonna soak up every last tackle.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Jerry Jacobs, 1.5 interceptions.
No, I think he just got one.
I think he had one.
And no, yeah, Jacobs had one interception. So
The only one to take the under was Julius.
Bing.
only
13
person
and
that had
8.
multiple interceptions was Kirby and
Kirby.
Hutch each had. Kirby and Hutch had 7 total interceptions. That's so cool. Also,
Yeah, we did not have them on here.
Did they? No, never mind. They didn't credit his interception that got flagged, right? They took that off his stat.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that.
He would have had like 17 picks this year.
in that game.
Oh my gosh, dude, he is so good. Him and Tracy Walker. That's gonna be such a stud.
I think Kirby
stud.
Joseph could possibly lead the league in interceptions next season, but that's a hot take.
That's a ball hawking hot take,
That's
and
a
I
hot
like
take.
it. I'm here for it, bro.
Think about it.
Man, we'll have a bold episode this offseason. That sounds like a fun one. We'll make some outlandish bold calls. That's not that bold because Amani was like what, second last year, or whatever.
Yeah, he had 5 or 6.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Is Amani on this over under? Because
Yeah, he's coming up. We had Jacobs. Hold on. All right. Me and Adam are both at 13 and 8. Julius, you're at 12 and 9. Fans are at 9 and 12. Amani Aurore, 3.5 interceptions.
Ugh. Do we even need to talk?
Did he get one? He didn't get one. Did
No,
he?
he did not get one. It should have been like Amani Aurier 3.5 penalties per game called.
No, it should have been Amani Aurore 5.5 healthy scratches.
Oh,
Fall was long and hard.
Honestly, like on a flip side, one of the most shocking things this season was Amani O's fall. This dude was like, "Oh yeah, he's a solid corner, gonna lead the way. Hopefully, Okuda can return to elite status. So we can have a sweet 1-2 punch." And then it was just like poof, fell off the face of the earth. Anytime you'd see him, it was a holding play, and you'd be like, "No way, they're gonna call on Amon number 24 on the defense." And you're just like, "Oh my god!"
By the end of the season, he was playing special teams, and he didn't even look like an NFL player. Almost, it's almost like he might have personally, just not gave up on.
I mean, he's a free agent, so the good news is we're not tied to him, and I wouldn't hate it if he came back on like a veteran contract and try to compete for 4th, 5th, or 6th spot, because I do believe that it's down there somewhere. He's got hands, so I wouldn't be opposed to it. But Nick, give us the rest of these Amanio over.
that was the only Amanio. Jeff Okuda, 2.5 interceptions.
No, Okuda had uno
For Okudo. Oh, by the way, everyone said over on Amani Aurore. Over from Adam and the fans on Jeff Okuda. And that is that we got like 3 more to go, I think, or something like that. 13 and 10 for Adam, 13 and 10 for Julius, 14 and 9 for Nick. Oh boy.
It's tight.
Come back.
Tracy Walker, 100 tackles.
This one is interesting.
The injuries killed it. He would have had it. He would have had it. He was on pace for it.
But he didn't do it, right?
No.
What do you have, 40?
He had 20. So.
Jeez Louise. Julius is the only one to say under.
Oh my God, it's comeback season. Oh my God.
Julius and Nick are both tied at 14 and 10. Adam at 13 and 11. We got 2 more. The fans didn't even get to vote on these. Good. They stunk anyway. They finished at 9 and 15. We did vote on these. Jack Fox, 70.5 yard longest punt. Over or under?
Hold on.
Longest punt this year.
Ooh,
wait, so what was it? 70
It comes down to special teams. What happened?
I know I said over on this. Dang it.
What was it?
It was 66.
Adam is the only one to say under.
Oh, baby. Oh, let's go.
1 more to go. 14-11 for everybody.
This is crazy. Down to last
on this one. Julius and Adam said under. Nick said over.
What was it?
Riley Patterson.
Oh my God.
54.5 yard longest made field goal this year. Did Riley Patterson kick a 55-yarder or longer this year? Someone look that up. God damn it.
I think it's 52. Ooh.
Tell me it's 55. Give me the win. I need it.
What's hilarious is
Or isn't that his name? Riley Patterson? I remember his name right. Riley Patterson.
Badgley kicked a 54 was his longest.
54, yeah.
We didn't have Badgley in it.
Jaguars, right? Isn't that where he is?
Yep.
Yeah.
My God, this is so crucial. What was his longest field goal? I will look this up.
Hold on. I don't. Oh my gosh. They're just throwing all these stats. Oh, 53. There it goes.
Dang. Are you kidding me? I'm double
Come back, baby. Let's go, Julius.
I had no faith in Riley Patterson.
15 and 11.
Even though he played decent for the Jaguars, he was decent.
Yeah, he really was decent. Well, that was fun. 15-11, 15-11 for you two, 14-12 for me, 9-15 for the fans.
There's no tiebreaker. Can we do the season record prediction as the tiebreaker?
I think that's what we'll have to do. Is the season record breaker is the prediction, but I don't think you win that, Julius. No, because you both said 13-4. So
all season I got Hap for 13-4, and Adam also picked 13-4. But listen, we weren't as far off as you.
All right, winner goes to Adam because Julius predicted Green Bay to beat Detroit 21-7 in the last week of the season. Adam predicted the Lions to beat Green Bay 16-13. For that, I give the win to Adam. Julius, you win enough Jeopardies. Adam wins this one.
I should have believed.
Let's go.
Should have believed. You would have made us 14-3 if you would have believed it.
Hey, we didn't start off 1-6 on my predictions, all right?
No. By the way, I was the closest on our predictions. I don't know. It was funny. 13-4 from Adam, 13-4 from Julius, 10-7 for Nick. So I was pretty damn close. I said DeAndre Swift will be a top 5 fantasy PPR running back. Wrong. The fans said 12-5. And Julius said Aiden Hutchinson breaks rookie sack record week 18 against Aaron Rodgers, per Julius.
Yeah, so, real quick, while we have a minute to talk, defensive rookie of the year, Nick, we kind of literally, this is what we manifested in the beginning of the season. We talked about that 10 was the mark. If 10 didn't happen, we wanted to see, close to it with some other, interception, fumble recovery, etc. Hutch did the full hat trick, got 3 interceptions, some fumble recoveries, and more. And so now we're to the point where we see, Sauce Gardner put out an amazing season, and we're at the point of, are they going to do the Lions dirty and kind of snub us of our, so to speak, defensive rookie of the year? So did Hutchinson do enough in your eyes in pretty much, any other season? Because we got to, tip our caps to Sauce Gardner, who was named first team All-Pro, which is pretty hard to do for rookie year. Anyway, so do you think that this is a justified, asterisk defensive rookie of the year title for Hutchinson?
Bro, you're going to get me riled up to end this show. I was having a good time. This was a good show, man. And you're just going to piss me right off. This is outrageous that anyone is fathoming that Sauce Gardner, with his 20 pass deflections, which is phenomenal, is better than Aiden Hutchinson just because the cornerback position is the weakest position out there. And the top cornerbacks were injured most of the seating, thus leaving Tariq Woolen to lead the league in picks and Sauce Gardner to lead the league in pass deflections. Just because the cornerback position is outdated and terrible right now, that cornerbacks can come into the league and immediately be these amazing cornerbacks is egregious. You cannot. First team All-Pro is a popularity contest now. Get the fuck out of here with your New York Jets media. That is bullshit. Detroit gets no love. We understand that. But Aiden Hutchinson had more picks than Sauce Gardner. He also had 9.5 freaking sacks. Just had a few pass deflections, fumble recoveries. The only thing you can bring up about Sauce Gardner is 20 pass deflections. Good. First team All-Pro. I don't care about that. You don't give an award for first team All-Pros. And if you did, then go do that. You don't give rookie of the year to the only first team all pro. That's not a case. Look at stats. Look at the difference they made. Okay. Both of them led their defenses. Both of them brought their defenses up tight. Just because the Jets had the number one defense isn't because of Sauce Gardner. It's not. It isn't. Quinnen Williams is also a first team all pro. I believe they had 3 first team all pros on their defense. Okay. You don't have a first team all pro cornerback if you don't have 2 first team all pros on your front line doing the dirty work. The cornerback position is based off of your defensive line and the pressure that you put onto a quarterback. And that can make your cornerbacks better. It doesn't really matter who they are. Sauce is good. I get it. But the fact that people think, and it's really about to happen. Sauce is about to win Rookie of the Year. And the fact that that's going to happen is based solely on New York versus Detroit. Not on the stats, not on the player, not on anything you want to bring up. Nothing. It is literally and only based on New York versus Detroit because their stats are so similar and can be skewed and biasedly worded in each and every way to make their person sound so much better. The politics literally just comes down to your media market. And because it's a New York media market, they're going to win that. That is the case. It is egregious. It is outrageous. I hope that Aiden takes that with a major chip on his shoulder, like as more than I'm going to, because I'm going to take a major chip on my shoulder with this. It is asinine to think that Sauce Gardner could win because first pro all team. That's it. That's fucking it. They didn't throw it. How is he supposed to get stats if they didn't throw it to him? I don't know. They didn't throw it to Aiden Hutchinson, but he had 3 fucking picks.
Man.
Okay? Deal with it, New York. It's outrageous. That's
what's ironic? Sauce Gardner is a Detroit kid from King High School.
Yeah, we love that too. I lived right by that high school for like 2 years of my life.
Yeah, and somehow he slipped through like Michigan State, Michigan, hell, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, and went on down to Cincinnati. Ohio scooped him up. At least he didn't, go to the dreaded Buckeyes. So, Cincinnati, I don't mind. Bearcats, whatever, you be you. But would have been cool to see him, play for like another Central Michigan stud because we've seen guys like Antonio Brown come out of there. J.J. Watt play a couple seasons there. Tons of other, stars. Cooper Rush. So
Eric Fisher.
Yeah, there's been some studs come out of Central. But, yeah, Nick, you make it a great point where I kind of – you swung me a bit. Because I will say, I was on the side of, Sauce Gardner probably deserves Defensive Player of the Year or Rookie of the Year. And now that I'm kind of thinking about it, cornerback is a weak position this year. It's not, the league's fault that there's just, the Bosa brothers, Micah Parsons, all these elite defensive ends that have, had their time in the NFL that, water down what Hutchinson did, which actually was pretty dang spectacular. So, all in all, I mean, if you combine, like, throw the interceptions, throw the fumble recoveries in, it's like 15 total turnovers / impact plays. And not to mention, Hutchinson, like, legit won us probably 2 games. In the first was the Washington game, the 3-sack first half, which, that just gets a team up so much where it's hard to have the blow lead. And then the Packers game, the 2 sacks he had and just disrupting Hutchinson. Yeah, and it's not going to shock me when Sauce wins, but Hutchinson, I think he should get it. Julius, how are you feeling? Which are you with Nick?
I agree. I agree with you, Adam, and definitely Nick. I do believe that it's a media bias that's overriding the award for Sauce Gardner, PFF stuff, grades, and New York Times. But honestly, Aiden Hutchinson did something that hasn't been done by any player, let alone a rookie, by any player since like 1982 or whenever they started counting sacks. Like nobody's ever produced that kind of a season sack plus interception numbers like Aiden Hutchinson did. He had a historic season. I think he should have made the Pro Bowl, to be honest. But yeah, he was the defensive rookie of the year. And I think Aiden is the type of guy to hold that in his hand. I think he is. And he's the type of guy to bring it into next season and he's going to break out big time.
I almost hope for Aiden he doesn't win it, because I think he'll have a bigger chip if he doesn't win it, and will play with more intensity next year than if he does win it and is like, I'm pretty good, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we saw Chase Young win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Then Grady got injured, but he's kind of gone ghost in his games that he's come back in. So
let's give Aiden another chip. You know what I mean? He wasn't first overall to Jacksonville. That's a chip. You know what I mean? Didn't want to win Rookie of the Year. That's a chip. Let's keep adding them on.
What's better than Defensive Rookie of the Year? Defensive Player of the Year, baby, and that's what Hutchinson's going for next year. That's what, honestly, he could definitely win. It's going to be in the talk. Is Hutchinson, the dark horse to win Defensive Player of the Year? Because that award typically does go to, kind of the sack masters. So
I almost think James Houston has a better chance next year, because I still think Aiden will play his role, will garner double coverage. They will still just, if they don't want to double cover him, then they'll double cover Houston. Like, either one, you know what I mean? But I bet Houston is like that real dark horse. Like, I get what you're saying, Adam, but I'll even take it one step farther and say Houston is a dark horse candidate, because he could lead the league in sacks. He had 8, 9 in 6 games. What was it? Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, I remember he was like a 22.5 sack pace.
Did he get a sack in every single game? Did he get a sack against Aaron Rodgers in the last week of the season?
No, he didn't.
Damn, no, that was the only game he didn't get a sack in, right?
Hold on, Julius. Let me.
He didn't have a sack in that last game.
I thought Hutchinson.
I know he made an impactful play and got Rodgers.
2 sacks.
I can't remember right now. If he got a sack in every single game he played in?
Okay, Houston had.
He
didn't have sacks in the Carolina game or the Green Bay game.
Okay.
And he played in 8 games?
Yeah, so he went 2 sacks in Buffalo, sack in Jacksonville, sack in Minnesota, sack in Jets, nothing for the Carolina, 3 sacks against Chicago, and then nothing for Green Bay.
Yeah. That'll do just fine. Let's just keep going.
The craziest part, the absolute craziest part, is he had 8 sacks without playing a single game above 34% snap share. Like, he had 1 game of 33%.
You know what, Nick? You might have a point. This dude might have about 24 sacks this season.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I don't know. Like, it's just so weird, because everyone's like, why is this guy playing enough? But then when he does play, he's so impactful. So it's like Brad Holmes, or Dan Campbell, all right.
I think we love Kaminsky a lot. We love our Okora brothers. We love Hutch. We don't need Houston to play every snap.
Yeah, it's true.
We just need him to play sack downs and a few other here and there sprinkled in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just let him go rush that quarterback on every 3rd and 5 and plus that there is. You know what I mean? Every time they're going to pass the ball, put Houston out there. If they're going to run it, then put Kaminsky in, because that motherfucker's a beast. You know what I mean? Him, Bugs, and McNeil, no one runs on us. That's what
we're going to add. We're going to add to that.
And we'll only add to that. Like, what if we do go trenches in the first with the 6th pick, and we get Jalen Carter or Brian Brees? Like we need cornerbacks, and I honestly truly hope that we go cornerback. Unless Jalen Carter's there. I don't know. Trade up to get Jalen Carter. I don't know. Do whatever you got to do. Him and McNeil would be so freaking sick.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun draft. I guess probably we'll start to, do a little draft talk more and more. We'll get the ball rolling, but it's
Senior Bowl in 2 weeks.
I feel like, everyone's talking like, oh my gosh, the Eagles, they're Super Bowl contenders and they have 2 first-round picks. Well, it's next team up is the Lions making waves, and they got 2 first-round picks. So, Brad Holmes, man, it was interesting because last year we had 2 first-round picks, and we didn't really use them both. As in J-Mo, we only got, 1 big touchdown out of him, a couple nice little decoy plays and end around, etc. So it's going to be interesting to see what Brad Holmes does with 2 first-round picks coming in week 1. Granted,
basically 3, like Jameson Williams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 freaking first-rounders starting next year. That's going to be a hell of a show.
Whew, it's going to be fun.
There's so much going on right now, man.
Can we just fast forward to next season? Real quick?
Honestly.
It's going to be the dog days for real this year. We're going to be.
We got a lot to talk about this offseason, though. It's not going to be as depressing and hot.
So exciting. It's going to be such an exciting offseason. I cannot wait.
All right, boys. As always, you guys can check us out on Twitter at Honolulu Blues _. You can check us out individually at Nick Faber NFL, Julius at the Fifth Top, and check us out, the Honolulu Blues. We're posting all sorts of good content. Like us, subscribe, all sorts of goodness on YouTube, Spotify, all that. But as always, boys, go